Long before stories learned how to remember themselves, before footprints hardened into paths, Turtle was not the careful, slow creature you know today. In those early days, his legs were long and powerful, shaped for running across open savannas. His shell was not patched and cracked, but smooth as polished bronze, shining beneath the sun. Turtle was admired then not only for his strength but for his gentleness. He farmed the land with patience, singing softly to his seeds as he planted them, and somehow they always listened. His harvests were generous and he shared without counting. But the world teaches in seasons, and its lessons are not always kind. A terrible drought came. The sun hung low and fierce, staring down like an unblinking eye. Rivers shrank into thin, muddy scars. The soil turned to ash beneath bare feet. Crops folded in on themselves and died. Even the great baobab tree, keeper of water and memory, stood hollow and dry. Only the oil palm trees survived tall, proud, untouched by the suffering. Below, their crowns overflowed with ripe, red palm nuts, glowing like clustered hearts high above the earth. The birds thrived, the glossy starling shimmered in purple as it fed. The gray parrot cracked nuts with knowing ease. The hammercop ate in quiet rhythm. Even the tiny scarlet-chested sunbird sipped sweetness from above. Turtle watched. From the ground, he circled the trunks again and again, his strong legs useless against the smooth bark. The empty husks fell beside him like red rain, mocking his hunger. His cheeks hollowed, his eyes grew sharp with need. Hunger does not shout. It whispers until it is obeyed. The birds noticed, compassion moved among them. The blue-breasted kingfisher landed first, a flash of blue against the dust. Without ceremony, it plucked a single feather from its breast and laid it gently on Turtle's shell. Take this, brother, it said softly. The crowned crane stepped forward next, bowing its golden head. Rise with us, it whispered, offering a long gray feather. One by one, the birds came, crimson feathers, strong quills, delicate plumes, until Turtle's shining back disappeared beneath a living cloak of borrowed wings. With effort and disbelief, Turtle beat the feathers. He rose, at first unsteady, then certain. The earth fell away. The dry land shrank into silence. Up in the palm crown, the air was cool and sweet. Turtle ate. The juice filled his throat, his belly. His soul, relief washed over him like rain. Then something else stirred. He ate more not because he was hungry now, but because the fruit was there. When the gray parrot approached, Turtle shifted his weight, blocking the fattest bunch. The hammercop cleared its throat. Brother, there is time, Turtle muttered, juice dripping from his mouth. I have waited too long. The sunbird hovered nearby, bright and patient. Turtle turned his head, cutting off the light. Silence grew heavy in the fronds. The kingfisher cried softly and reclaimed its feather. Turtle shivered. The crane followed. The hawk and woodpecker followed suit. Then the others. No anger, no shouting, only quiet sorrow as the sky gifts returned home. The world suddenly remembered gravity. Turtle fell. The sound of his landing cracked the earth. His legs snapped, his shell shattered. He lay broken, gasping, surrounded by the truth of himself. The birds returned, not to punish, but to mend. They called for help. The blacksmith came with fire. The bone specialist came with clay and song. They pieced Turtle together as best they could, binding him into a new shape slower, heavier, changed. When Turtle rose again, he was no longer built for the sky. His shell was a patchwork of lessons. His legs carried wisdom instead of speed. He looked up at the palm trees and said nothing. He had learned the hardest lesson, that the gifts which lift you up are not yours to hoard. They are the very things that keep you aloft. And when you cling too tightly to the blessing, you may forget you are only a guest in its home until the sky lets you go and the ground teaches you the true shape of your soul. That is why Turtle walks slowly now. That is why his legs are shorter. That is why he carries his home on his back. That is why his shell is patched, not as a crown, but as a reminder. Grace is borrowed. Greed makes us fall alone, and some lessons must be carried forever. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this story, be sure to subscribe.